Love music, love talk, love Wycombe Sound.
Monday Movies on Wycombe Sound 106.6 FM.
Hello there.
Hello and welcome to the Monday Movies podcast.
Oh, we have actually started. This is actually on.
We've actually started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Hello.
everybody. This is the Monday Movies podcast brought to you by your friends at Wycombe Sound. Duncan, Luke, Toby, we're all here. Hello everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Looking forward to a good show.
Are you?
Although I feel I have technical issues, so there may be a little bit of,
Okay.
there may be a little bit of in and outage.
Dropping
you know what I mean?
outage, yeah.
A little bit of dropping outage.
Little bit of dropping outage.
But yeah, good. If you're listening in Spain, well, sorry to hear that.
Unless
If you're listening in America, sorry to hear that as well, because it's everywhere, isn't it? You have to bleep that.
Thanks.
won't you?
Thank you. Duncan.
Anyway, we're gonna pack show.
What's no? Actually, are we saying what's on? Yeah, what's on the show? Who cares?
Oh, sorry. Go off you go.
No, it's you.
What?
What's on the show?
Oh, film news.
Nice.
Lots of reviews,
Nice.
and another review from Maddie, which is nice.
Ooh, nice. Maddie's review. Maddie's
Yeah, we're going to have to Maddie's Monday Movies. Oh no, that sounds like she's got the show.
Maddie's Monday night.
Maddie's Monday Mull.
Mull.
Maddie's Monday
Musing.
Musings. Yeah, MMM. Mama.
And now.
That's what this show is. Welcome to.
Yeah, we're just keep it beat.
Well, that's what most people say when they hear it.
No, they go.
Anyway, Toby, we're a bit short on time, so let's get this party started, shall we?
Let's do it.
Well, hello. This is Monday Movies on Wycombe Sound 106.6 FM. I'm Duncan Stripped, joined as ever, inevitably, by Toby Stubbs and Luke Davis. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
evening.
How
Good
are
evening.
we all?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah. Okay.
Very good. Thanking my lucky stars, I wasn't in Spain or hadn't booked my Spanish holiday
No.
for this week or next week. But apart from that, all good.
Have you ever been to Spain?
Of course, I've been to Spain. I've been everywhere.
You're such a liar.
I've been to every
You've been
country
to
in
everywhere.
the world.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
been to everywhere. How's your week been?
It's been all right. It's gone really quickly, actually. I can't believe it's August nearly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
next week is August. Yeah,
That's weird.
and you know whose birthday is in August, don't you?
This week is August.
This
Yeah,
week is
wait.
August. Is it someone's birthday in August?
Is it this week is August?
Yeah,
Yeah, end of
Saturday.
Saturdays.
Saturday the 1st.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't forget. Yeah, some very important people have their birthdays in August. Just saying.
I think I'm busy all of August. So,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, don't worry. I wasn't going to have a party or anything.
No. Okay, fine.
What date is it? Just so we know.
21st.
Oh, we've got ages then. We've got ages.
got-
Oh yeah, I've got. Yeah, I've
Got like a
few
month
weeks.
to worry about that.
Yeah, you got to worry what to buy. Anyway, this is what's it called? Monday Movies.
Monday movies.
An hour of film chat and news and reviews from your socially distanced friends at Wycombe Sound. You can join in the conversation if you'd like. You can WhatsApp us on 01494449900. You can email mondaymovies@wycombesound.org.uk. We are at Wycombe Sound on Twitter, or go to facebook.com/Wycombe Sound Monday Movies. And if listening to us wasn't enough, and to be honest, it really is, you can see us in glorious. It's not really Technicolor, but it's colour of some description on Facebook and on YouTube. Go to where do they go, Luke, for that?
Facebook.com/Wycombe Sound or YouTube.com/Wycombe Sound.
And would you recommend they do that?
Oh, I would imagine you're at a beach. I've got popcorn, and Toby's great.
Yeah, God, Toby's a rock star. He doesn't need a flashy background.
Exactly, no.
You know what I mean?
I actually kind of wish I did have one.
So do
feel like
we,
I'm
because
missing
your
out.
room's a mess. I'd say.
Yeah, it is a bit.
I don't think we've been doing this for how many weeks now?
This is week 18, I think.
Have you tidied the room once, Toby? In
Yeah.
this 18? You have. Okay.
See, it's great because with the background.
only once though.
Okay.
Only once.
Just the once. Okay. That's the amount of times I've changed my underwear since lockdown, to be honest.
What's on the show?
Coming up on tonight's show, we will have a review of something new on Netflix from Maddie as of last week. We did ask her to keep it shorter than the one last week. She hasn't, and we're quite thankful because we are struggling to fill the hour. So thank you for that, Maddie. We'll have reviews of Searching, a film on Netflix, as well as How to Build a Girl and Radioactive. We'll also try and review Down to Earth with Zac Efron and After 6 months, Tobi has watched Parasite.
I have.
So we will find out what he thought of Parasite and whether he disagrees with me, hoping he doesn't a little bit later. I know you hope he does, but let's hope he doesn't.
Okay.
Shall we start with some film news?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please.
Olivia De Havilland, one of the last remaining stars from the golden age of Hollywood, has died at the age of 104. De Havilland's career spanned more than 50 years and almost 50 feature films, and she was the last surviving star of Gone with the Wind. The film earned her one of her 5 Oscar nominations. She had lived in Paris since 1960 and was central in taking down Hollywood's studio system, giving actors better contracts. She also had a tempestuous relationship with her sister, fellow Oscar-winning actress Joan Fontaine. At the time of her death, De Havilland was the oldest living performer to have won an Oscar. She died of natural causes at her home in the French capital. John Saxon, the character actor who starred in many iconic horror, western and genre films, has also died at the age of 84 in Tennessee. Also playing Donald Thompson in the original Nightmare on Elm Street, as well as its 2 sequels, and he played Roper in 1973's martial arts epic Enter the Dragon. He starred in scores of influential horror films, including Argento's Tenebrae, Black Christmas and From Dusk Till Dawn, and he also made his mark in westerns such as John Huston's The Unforgiven, Death of a Son, Gunfighter and Joe Kidd. Amber Heard sometimes had bruises and burns on her arm as well as marks on her face during her 4-year relationship with Johnny Depp, her younger sister has told the High Court in London. Whitney Henriquez has said Depp was incredibly jealous and possessive and would get paranoid, often smashing or destroying Heard's mobile phone. She was constantly getting new phones because Johnny would trash them, her sister said. Depp, who is 57, is suing the Sun's publisher, News Group Newspapers, and its executive editor Dan Wootton over an article that called the Pirates of the Caribbean actor a wife beater and referred to attacked Heard. Depp denies ever hitting Heard, who has submitted details of 14 occasions during their relationship when she claims she was assaulted. The case continues at the High Court in London. The actor Mel Gibson has spent a week in hospital after contracting coronavirus earlier this year, his representatives have confirmed. Speaking to the Daily Telegraph in Australia, the spokesman said he tested positive in April and spent a week in hospital. He was treated with the drug remdesivir while in the hospital and has tested negative numerous times since then, as well as positive for antibodies. News of his the hospitalisation of Gibson emerges a month after the actor fought back against allegations of anti-Semitism and homophobia with Winona Ryder. A representative for Gibson denied the allegations and accused Ryder of lying about it a decade ago, and when she talked to the press, she is lying about it now. Ryder responded by refusing to retract the allegations and wishing Gibson well on his lifelong journey. Air of sarcasm in her reply there. And finally, guess what else? What other news we've got?
What?
Release dates.
Oh, there's a shock.
Yes.
Now, I have been listening back to our podcast because I was a little bit behind, and they're quite humorous because it's like a yo-yo. Films go back, go forward, go back, go forward, get cancelled, get put back on. So
what is it this week?
This is not definitive. Right. Let me just tell you this. Okay.
Big pinch of salt with this one.
Yeah, huge. A tub of salt with this. Hopes for a speedy resurgence at the global box office were dashed last week as Disney and Paramount made substantial changes to their release schedules. Mulan, the live-action remake that had been scheduled to open in August after a string of delays, has now been removed from the schedule entirely pending a new date. In a statement about the move, Disney linked the change to fresh coronavirus spikes. The studio was prioritizing the US market over international territories. Paramount slate changes involve further delays to the release of Top Gun Maverick and A Quiet Place 2, called to the 2017 horror hit, which was one of the first big casualties of the lockdown back in March. Both films are now being released more than a year after their original launch dates, with the former opening in July 2021 and the latter in April. Disney have also announced a new plan for its forthcoming Avatar sequels and Star Wars spin-off movies, with 4 Avatars scheduled for the Christmas holidays biannually between 2022 and 2028, and 3 Star Wars films arriving every other year from 2023. Get your diaries out for that one. The French Dispatch, one of the titles Disney inherited from Fox Searchlight, has also been removed from the calendars. Wes Anderson's comedy was to have premiered at Cannes earlier this year. And Ridley Scott's medieval drama The Last Duel, starring Christian Bale and Matt Damon, has moved from Christmas to October 2021. But the studio has kept some tentpole releases in play for this year, including Black Widow, due out on November the 6th, Death on the Nile on the 23rd of October, and Steven Spielberg's version of West Side Story, which will come out on the 18th of November. And don't forget, James Bond is still scheduled to be released. Whew. The first film to move, you'll remember. And more news on Tenet, which has held its ground for so long and has now moved 3 times. Last week, it was taken off the release schedule completely. The latest announcement from Warner Brothers says Christopher Nolan's Tenet will now open in over 70 countries worldwide, starting on August the 26th. Major territories will include Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and the UK. The film will then open in the United States over Labor Day weekend, which is September the 7th, in select cities.
Very nice.
Whew. So there we go. So we may get to see Tenet
next month.
Next month in
literally
4 weeks' time.
I was going to say, literally a month and a day less. If that makes sense.
It is slightly odd that they took it off the schedule, which made you think they were going to move it to next year, and then all they've done is move it by 2 weeks.
Do you think it's that they're just trying to work out and watch and sort of wait and see what happens with the virus, and, you know, where's going to have it, where's not getting it, where's getting a second peak, and they're just trying to work out what is going on, like the rest of us, to be honest?
Well, yes, nobody knows what they're doing, let's be honest, especially the people in charge. I don't know, it's just... I can't see the places in America that have got it bad at the moment being better by September.
No.
But they want to keep them close together, I suppose, because they don't want to release it everywhere else in the world and not release it in America because of piracy, and because it's a film that nobody knows anything about.
No.
So the plot is obviously integral. It's, you know, you want to go in not knowing too much. And if it's released all around the world, that means the people who aren't getting to see it are inevitably going to find out about it.
Well, it's a bit like when we said about The Mandalorian, why it had a bigger success in America and not over here, is because we knew that Baby Yoda was in it. We knew most of the plot line because America had it, what, 3 or 4 months before we did?
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
You were very annoyed about that at the time, I remember.
Annoyed. Yeah, because it just ruins it all.
Very annoyed, yeah. But anyway, so 4 weeks' time, we can all go and see Tenet.
Hurrah.
That is exciting.
It's good news.
Isn't it?
Yes.
It is good news.
Is it?
Is it?
Will you be going?
Well, possibly not. But it's good news for the cinemas and the people that have jobs, you know.
Yes, it is. I mean, cinemas are open, so there is actually a box office for last week. I mean, the highest grossing film only took about £30,000 in the UK, and I think that was it was either, I think it's Back to the Future or something like that.
Yeah.
From some old film is the best. Oh no, it might be Disney's Onward. I think it could be that one. Was the
it was Onward, followed by Star Wars, followed by Trolls, followed by Blackwater Abyss, Dirty Dancing, Dream Builders, Knives Out, Harry Potter and the Chambers of Secret, A Star Is Born, and Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hey, go Sonic!
Go Sonic!
So there is a box office. There are cinemas open. I don't think there's any cinemas open around here as yet.
No,
but Cineworld and Empire should be opening, in 4 days' time.
Yeah.
But the strange thing is, if you go on Cineworld's website at the moment, there are no films to book for.
Interesting.
Not even any of the 450 catalogue of old titles.
So when is when is the first film coming out?
Well, there'll be lots of films coming out that you won't have heard of,
No.
so no big blockbusters. So there's a Russell Crowe action film that's due to come out. But the first big one, I suppose, will be...
When's Tenet? 12th of... When did you say it was?
Hang on a second. 6th of October, Death on the Nile.
Right, okay.
I'm not sure what's before that.
Because interestingly, on their website, just having a quick look, they've still got Tenant as the 12th of August, and Mulan as the 21st of August. So they've not done any updates to their website.
No.
Yeah.
Which I suppose makes sense.
Yeah, the ones we should be going to see in the next couple of weeks are Black Widow and Mulan.
Yes.
So now Black Widow is 6th November and Mulan is nowhere to be seen. Oh.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens.
It will, yes.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what going to the cinema is like in the New World Order.
Well, if it's anything like... so they did a test of the Palladium Theatre over the weekend or the end of last week. Beverly Knight did a performance. And I think the Palladium was at 20% full, I think. That's all they could allow in, basically.
But that can't be financially viable, can it?
It can't be. No. You know, the amount of, how much it must have, power up all the electricity and, all the stage and all the mic equipment.
Power up the electricity?
Yes, that's right.
You think someone's there with a
it's a hamster,
handle
right?
like that, cranking up the electricity? Yeah, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
That's how electricity works. Yeah,
I thought
well
so.
done.
So that's not gonna pay for it, is it?
But the other question is, are masks mandatory in cinemas? Because they weren't originally.
No.
Now they're mandatory in shops, but not in restaurants and bars. So I don't know whether in 4 days' time a mask is... I mean, you'd think so. If it would seem odd that you can walk into your corner shop to buy a pint of milk and you have to wear a mask, but you're sitting in the cinema for 2.5 hours and you don't have to wear a mask.
I suppose I can see there being, well, what about food and drink? But I don't think any of the cinemas have said anything about food and drink. I think the best thing to do at the minute is say, bring your own. I mean, I know they don't like that, but that's another reason for them to say, well, you have to wear a mask because there's not going to be any food and drink on offer.
And you're suggesting people take their own
food
or drink,
I realise that. Yeah.
Defeat the object of wearing the mask.
You know what I mean, though.
I just say I went out Saturday and Sunday this week into a large Tesco, a large Sainsbury's. I also went into the Eden Centre and went into Superdry, Waterstones and House of Fraser. Didn't see one person without a mask.
That's very good.
So congratulations to the people
well done, High
of
Wycombe.
Wycombe. Well done, Wycombe. Toby, what about, I imagine round your way, everyone's got probably designer masks.
No, everyone is wearing masks. I went to Tesco's over the weekend and I didn't see one It's funny because I thought, wow, everyone's wearing masks or something. That's weird. And then I thought, oh, it's now the law. That makes more sense.
Yes.
I mean,
so everyone's wearing masks.
When I went into town, I think it was about 2 weeks ago now, I mean, it might have been last week, who knows. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, though. And to be fair, a lot of people were wearing masks there. Not everybody, but a lot were wearing them then. But obviously now there's laws come in, more people are.
What's the rule with children? Sorry, just quickly. Because there was.
No, you can't wear children. No, it has to be a mask.
I think it's under. Is it under 11s? 11s and under?
Yeah, under 11s don't have to wear a mask.
I was going to say the only person I saw was a child. Yeah, they must have been, I don't know, 8 or something.
Duncan was there. Toby was there going, "Put your mask on, child."
What was I going to say? Yeah, a lot more people than I thought were wearing them while not in shops, while they're just going between shops.
Well,
so a lot of people didn't bother taking them off.
Yeah,
what's the point?
I wouldn't take it off.
If you're going,
I did just to go.
Okay.
Like that.
But see, the interesting thing is, theme parks in America, so Disney, Universal in America, you have to wear your mask all the way round.
Yes.
Over here,
all the way around your head, or at the back as well.
Shush you. No.
And your arms.
You're one big mask. No, but you have to. As soon as you get there, you get heat tested, and then that's it. Your mask is on for the whole day in the theme park. Over here, I think you get the temperature test, but you only have to wear it on certain rides and in shops, which is interesting.
Yes. It's all a little bit vague, and because it seems odd that if you go into a restaurant that has a takeaway area, you have to wear it if you're popping in to get a takeaway, but you don't if you're sitting there for 2 hours having your meal. So
it's very strange.
It's all very odd. But hey, we're not in charge, so we can't comment. But
thank goodness that you're not in charge.
Oh, well, I think I'd be great.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely great. Anyway, that is the film news. Just a quick shout out. Yes, Olivia De Havilland, who passed away yesterday at the grand old age of 104. She was kind of, as they said, the last link to the golden era of Hollywood. Now, her and Kirk Douglas went a few months ago. That's kind of nobody left from that era now.
Very sad news.
But 104 is good going.
It's very good, isn't it?
You can't complain about that, can you?
No,
Good.
you can't.
That is the film news. We'll have reviews coming right up. Welcome back. Welcome. What was that? Welcome back. Somebody shutting a door very loudly.
The ending of the theme.
Well, it was our listener leaving. Welcome back to Monday Movies here on Wycombe Sound. We'll do some reviews now. We've got reviews coming up of Searching, How to Build a Boy Radioactive, and what was the thing you watched?
Parasite.
That's right, Parasite. Best film of the last 10 years. Let's find out if Tobi thinks that as well. But first, another review, as last week, from Maddie, who's been watching a new Netflix French series, comedy series called Call My Agent.
Well, Duncan, I told you that I would like to try and review Call My Agent for this show. Call My Agent is a French television series. It's all available on Netflix. There are 3 series at the moment. I absolutely love this programme. When I actually sat down and thought, how am I going to review it? It's quite hard without having somebody else who's watched it as well to be able to bounce off and have a conversation about, what did you think of this? Wasn't that a great bit? However, and what I want to try and put over to everybody is this is something quite different. OK, it's French to start with. How much French television do people normally watch? I mean, I don't. I do watch French cinema sometimes, or certainly films directed by French directors. But this, as I say, it's something quite different. It's set in Paris. The basic idea revolves around a top theatrical agency and the 4 agents who work there. To begin with, you've got their own personal lives, both their relationships with each other and staff in the agency, and then, of course, outside the agency, their private, their personal lives. And all of that carries on throughout every single episode. And then each episode concentrates on a particular client of one of, or maybe sometimes 2 clients of one or more of the agents. And these are really famous French actors and actresses. I haven't heard of all of them, but certainly Juliette Binoche, Isabelle Huppert, Isabelle Adjani. There are famous stars of French stage and screen who clearly aren't worried about making a bit of a fool of themselves on some occasions. I mean, they really do pull out all the stops and laugh at themselves. And it is very funny. You don't actually get slapstick, but you do get some very funny visual moments. It's also about the really touching personal relationships between each agent and his clients, because they really do care about their clients. And in some of the episodes, you'll see they're quite involved in their personal lives, and I have no idea how realistic it is that an agent would carry out some of the really quite personal tasks and get involved so closely in their clients' personal lives. I guess it can't be completely fantastic, because otherwise people would have commented on that. But it's very touching, actually, to see it's not just right, I want my 10%. Actually, the French title of this series is actually 10%, which is 10%. But it's about much more than the 10% in many cases. There's the ongoing story that carries on through every single episode of each of the series as far as the agency staff are concerned. The equivalent of a page turner, I suppose. You really want to know what's going to happen to these people, how those storylines are going to develop. And there are some great performances. Some of the characters in that agency, particularly maybe some of the junior staff, are just fantastic. And honestly, the whole thing, for me anyway, is just really good fun. So all I can really say is, watch it, give it a go, see what you think. If it's not for you, you'll know probably after the first couple of episodes that it's not for you. It's so difficult to know what other people are going to like. I'd never watched anything like it before. I really like it, and it's something different. Why not give it a go?
Thank you, Maddie. That's Maddie Howe reviewing Call My Agent, which is available on Netflix. 3 seasons are available, 6 episodes in a season, so it's quite short. I did watch the first one on a recommendation.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it was okay.
Oh, not for you then.
But I did message her and said, how many do I need to watch before I know that I'm going to enjoy it? She goes, no, the first one is slightly not as good.
Right.
She said, give it 2 more and you'll know if you like it. So I'm gonna persevere because it was very different. And it was humorous.
Humorous, yes.
But I think it was 50-minute episodes, and I just felt it could have been a half-hour episode.
Yeah, quite long then.
Yeah, but no, I'm going to give it another go.
There we go.
Has Maddie persuaded you to look at it?
I might have a look at it.
Okay.
A question though for you,
yeah.
Duncan Strip. If people want to send in their reviews, how do they do that?
Well, they can record them, a short review. Obviously, Maddie's a slightly longer, but then she's a professional. Yeah. And you can email them to mondaymovies@wycombsound.org.uk.
Nice.
Or you can just write one. You don't have to talk. You don't have to speak.
You don't have to speak. No.
Anyway, I hope Maddie might review something next week.
Very nice.
And it's nice that she's picking something slightly different.
Yes.
Not the usual junk that we review, obviously.
Wow.
Let's talk about some of the junk we've been reviewing, shall we? Okay, the homework for last week that we were all going to watch was the film Searching, which was a theatrical film from 2018. It came onto Netflix last Friday. I'll read the plot synopsis from IMDb. After David Kim's 16-year-old daughter goes missing, a local investigation is opened and a detective is assigned to the case. But 37 hours later, and without a lead, David decides to search the one place no one has looked, where all secrets are kept today, his daughter's laptop. In a hyper-modern thriller told via technology devices we use every day to communicate, David must trace his daughter's digital footprint before she disappears forever. It stars John Cho as David Kim, and the only other big star in it really is, I can't remember her name.
Good. Yeah,
Deborah Messing from Will and Grace. Am I on a delay? Are you not hearing any of this again?
We were listening to you.
We got you.
Oh, yes, massively.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, Toby, why don't you start? No?
No.
Hello? Toby.
Yes.
Thoughts on the film?
So, I thought the concept was actually incredible. I thought, how can you really make it a film that's nearly 2 hours? Well, no, it's just over 2 hours. Isn't it?
No, 1 hour and 47 minutes, I think.
Sorry, just under 2 hours. Through a whole screen, and I thought it was executed amazingly. I thought they did such a great job, and just the way they went into everything, and I thought they did that so well. I thought the storyline was great. There are a few twists and turns which I didn't see coming. There was one, without ruining it, there was one thing I had in the back of my mind, and then they actually confronted it, but it didn't actually come to anything. But I did think it was strange, personally. I thought the film was great. The only thing that I didn't like about it was the realism of it. Now, what I mean by that is the father, I mean, his daughter's just gone missing. I didn't feel from the actor that there was like a panic. If your child went missing, you would be going crazy and panicking more and more the longer she was away from you. And I don't know why, I just didn't feel that panic. I didn't feel the main character seemed very calm through all of it. Obviously there were moments where he kind of had outbursts, but overall I didn't feel there was enough a panicky atmosphere for what actually was going on in the film. But apart from that, the panic of the actual situation, I thought the film was fantastic, and I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would with the concept of the whole film being through a computer screen. So, I would recommend it.
Yeah,
excellent.
We should explain that the whole thing is done. So there's no camera; it's all done because on like screen recordings, basically, FaceTime and things like that,
emails, and yeah.
Duncan,
really clever.
I'm back.
Your thoughts?
Sorry, I heard all that. I'm waiting for yours because I saw it. This was one of my top 10 films of the year. Yeah. Back in 2018. So I've been looking forward to hearing what you thought about it. Toby, glad you liked it. Mr. Luke Davis, what did you think?
Well, what did you say earlier on? What did you think I was going to think?
You said you had questions, and I thought, well, people usually only have questions when they didn't like a film.
Well, I will start off by saying that I thought it was one of the cleverest films I think I've ever seen.
Oh.
Because again, when you said it's all done via screen recordings and FaceTime, I was worried that it wasn't going to work and how they were going to do it. It kind of felt like I was watching a documentary. Because
I know what you mean.
In documentaries, and they went onto Facebook, and then you'll see Facebook, and so in parts of it, and especially later on when it goes from like screen recordings to there's still screen recordings, but it's news reports.
Yeah,
that made me feel more like it was a documentary. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. Really, really enjoyed it, and actually, it was nice to see. Did they actually say when the film starts, like what year it is? I reckon it must be about 2000, maybe. Well,
no, because the girl when she goes missing is 17. So when the film starts, it's 17 years ago. And you can see when they log onto the computers.
That's
what I'm going to say. It was really nice to see some of the older technology. So Windows XP with the Green Mountain and the login sounds. And I think they captured it because sometimes these films they will use fake versions of them, but they are using like proper Windows, all the old someone must have a very old computer somewhere. The way they did all of that I thought was absolutely excellent. I thoroughly enjoyed it and followed along really nicely. Some of the twists I didn't see coming, which is always nice because recently I've sort of worked them out and it's been like but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Excellent. But you have question.
Yes.
A question
for you. I feel like... Actually, no. I will ask you this question before I say something. Did you prefer it watching it in the cinema or at home this week?
No, I know what you're going to... Yes, because it probably looks better on a smaller screen.
Yeah.
But... and probably if I was watching it the second time, it would have looked worse on a big screen.
Yeah, I feel like
that... I was just... blown away by how they did it on the big screen. So yeah, but
I feel like it wouldn't work. I don't know if it wouldn't work as well in a film, like in a film theatre setting. I don't know. Maybe it would. I'm not sure. I didn't see it in the cinema, but yeah,
it did. Yes, it did. It worked really well. But it works. It's one of those films where it loses nothing by being shrunk down onto a small screen.
No, not at all. If anything, probably works a bit better. But no, it was really good. There is some sad moments in the film. Yeah, it's really. I really enjoyed it. It's really good.
Good. Wow, that's a resounding success. So, out of 10.
Oh, Toby.
6.5, 7.
Oh,
I'm going to give it a 9. 9.5.
Yeah, mine's a 9. Your review wasn't a 6 review, Toby. Your review was an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. 7 and 8. 7 and 8. I don't know. I just thought that it's hard to comment on this without ruining the story.
It's been out for 2 years, Toby.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a brand new release. You can spoil the story.
No, I know, but imagine if you're listening to the show.
Okay, let's just give a quick warning.
Hang on. You've got to do it properly. Where is?
Spoilers for searching starting now.
Lovely. The brother. So immediately as soon as we met him, I thought, right, there's something. I reckon we've met him because he will come up later and there might be something a bit weird, which I was right about. But just, if there were brothers, you just wouldn't be giving your brother's daughter marijuana. You just wouldn't, and not tell him. You just wouldn't do that.
Maybe not in Gerrard's Cross, but I'm sure there are places and people who do that kind of thing.
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, fine.
And then your bit about the fact that he doesn't react, he's not more panicked, but that's probably because those bits he wasn't talking to someone at those points. So he probably was panicked, but because he wasn't on Skype or FaceTime, you weren't seeing him being panicked where you possibly would if it was a normal film. Yeah,
maybe. But I don't know. For me, I just would have, if I was directing it or something, I would have brought more panic.
How would you have done that?
But that's a good point from Luke. That's a good point, Luke. Because
thank you.
Yes,
sorry.
You're only seeing.
Wait. No, say that again, Duncan. Just say
that's
it.
That's a very good point, Mr. Davis. Because you are you're not seeing the other bits that you would see in another film. So when he comes off of the call with a police officer, he might be breaking down in tears. But because he's not on the call anymore, you're not seeing that. You're only seeing...
And like, you only saw him angry because it was at the theatre and he punched a person. Yeah. But you only saw that because it was on YouTube.
Yeah, and you do see him at his brother's house break down when he's told that they've found who did it, and he does collapse on the floor and break down.
What film was that recently? There was a film recently where you only saw certain bit. 1917, because you only saw their point of view. You didn't see what was happening back at base. Yeah.
So have we upped your score there, Mr.
I'll give it 7.5, 8.
Can I just point something out? I've been noticing lots of things, listening to a lot of podcasts in a row of ours. I've been noticing something. Toby has never given a 1-number score for any film he's seen.
Really?
Yeah. It's a 7-8. It's a 6-7. It's a 6.5. He's never said that's an 8, that's a 9, that's a 10.
Is he just getting ready to do some dancing?
I don't know. It's
6,
just
7, 8.
He seems incapable of giving just a 1 whole number score to a film.
Come on, Toby, you can do this. Pick a number. Any number.
Okay, I'll give it an 8.
Right, okay.
Okay, good. Excellent.
But,
in his head now, he's going 6.5, 7.
No, I'm not. And the last thing I loved about it was the how important the theme of the piano throughout the whole film. So the mother's a piano teacher, and then when things get really sad with the daughter and everything, that there's piano in the background all the time. I really like that.
There's one thing that I don't know. So she leaves her Mac, other computers are available. I feel like, and he didn't go to that for quite a long time. I feel like that would have been the first place you would go to.
He might have forgotten it was there because he only notices it when he sees it on the screen. So he might have forgotten it's there.
Maybe.
It's all very easy for us to say what we would do when our child goes missing. But who knows how you'd react?
Exactly.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Excellent, but it's very well worth watching.
It is worth a watch. Definitely.
Excellent. It's called Searching. It's available now on Netflix, and it's very well worth watching. It's only an hour and
40 as well.
Yeah, it's only an hour and 40. Flies by.
Yeah,
really good.
It really does, actually.
Welcome back to Monday Movies here on Wycombe Sound. It is 20 to 8 in the evening after 8 o'clock after the 8 o'clock news. Colin Besley will be here with Chatsworth, and hopefully he's here now. Hello, Colin.
A very good evening. I was enjoying the applause. Sorry, I was enjoying the applause.
For a minute there, I thought you hadn't arrived.
No, right on cue, like a good actor.
Excellent. How are you?
I'm very well. So how are you? How are you all? In fact,
good. Thank you, Colin.
Good. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, all good.
It's like the school register. Good evening.
Colin, what is on tonight's show?
I'm very much looking forward to speaking at about 8:10 this evening to stand-up comedian, local resident Paul Foote, who will be chatting to us about his Zoom shows and also his upcoming tour as well. We'll be finding out what he's been up to during lockdown as well, I'm sure. And also later on, we're chatting to a positive psychologist about how laughter really is the best medicine.
Well, you wouldn't want to go and see a negative psychologist, would you?
No. I assume such things are a thing, but no.
For really happy people.
Yeah. Okay. I got to say, when I heard you were interviewing Paul Foote, for a minute I thought you meant the investigative journalist, but then we Googled him and he died 16 years ago, so I realised it wasn't him.
I won't be chatting to him, no.
Sorry?
You weren't the only person. Tracy as well.
No, I know. Well, he was quite famous. Back in the day, Paul Foote was on TV all the time. He was a big deal.
Oh, okay, there might be a certain generation of people who may be very confused with this evening's guest.
Your guest, yeah.
Yeah, you might have a lot of old people tuning in because you're interviewing a dead man.
Or perhaps they just weren't aware that he'd passed away.
Well, I wasn't actually. No. I honestly thought I'd seen him on TV, but then I realised when I Googled him that he was born in 1937. So I thought, no, he wasn't on TV recently. No. That was somebody else. Excellent, good. Well, thank you, Colin.
No, as far as I know, well, I'm certain the Paul Foote that I'll be speaking to this evening very much live.
I hope so. Fingers crossed for you, Colin.
Otherwise, I'll get some extra songs on just in case.
Another one, Bites the Dust by Queen. I remember being your first track. Yeah.
I'll get that to hand.
Mr. Colin Besley, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I clapped myself there. That was right, wasn't it?
Okay, let's have some more what we've been watching. Will you please get Colin out of my ear?
Okay,
Thank
Colin,
you
he's
very
gone.
much.
He's gone.
Let's have some more what we've been watching. Let's do a couple of quick ones. You, Luke, quick as possible, because you've watched something from so long ago it's hardly worth talking about.
I watched 17 again, featuring Zac Efron. Wow, what a noise!
That film came out ages ago. I haven't heard of it.
Do you want to have a guess what year that came out?
2009.
Correct.
Yes.
Well done. Features Zac Efron and Matthew Perry, and it is Matthew Perry's character, who I think is called Mike, was ultra. I was going to say famous at school, but that's not the right word I'm looking for. Ultra popular. Thank you. At school, was the head of the basketball.
I understand why that sentence was hard for you.
Head of the basketball team, and he put all his basketball stuff to one side when his girlfriend was pregnant, and they go off and get married, and then you catch up with it. Far many years down I think it might have been 17 years later, it might be more, 30 years maybe, and it's all gone horrifically wrong. Him and his wife have fallen out, his kids don't like him, and he says to a janitor, I wish I could do it all over again, falls off a bridge, and he's 17 again, and Zac Efron. And then he gets close to his kids and learns about all the kids he's struggling with, and gets closer to his wife again, and it all ends happily ever after. Duncan thinks I'm going to love it, and I can tell you, Duncan, that I loved it. I thought it was a really good film.
Okay. Right, well, let's move on from that then. That's a nearly 20-year-old film.
Yeah. Nearly 20. It's only 10 years. It's
11 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
11 years old.
Excellent. And it's available on Netflix, is it?
Nice
Yes.
maths.
Great. Let's talk about something fantastic, though. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because Tobi has watched Parasite.
Dum dum dum.
I have.
People may remember that I raved about it for quite some time.
It was your arrival of that year.
Yeah. So I am very much looking forward, and very slightly nervous about Tobi's review of this film. Tobi, take it away.
Well, this film, I went in again. So I tried to stay very clear of spoilers and anything, even the storyline. I just didn't want to know anything because I heard so much about this film. And I thought it was going to be a very serious kind of. Yeah, I just thought it'd be really serious. I thought it'd have like serious themes in it, and it is completely the opposite in a way, because it's all about class and the working class and the rich in Korea. And I just thought the storyline was amazing. It was much funnier than I thought it would be as well. I think that's one of the main things. It was much funnier than I thought it would be as well. It is English subtitles, which you get used to after literally like 2 minutes. But I thought it was so clever. I mean, it's been out for ages, so just a quick insight. There's a very, very rich family, and there's an unemployed mother and father with their son and daughter. And the son's quite clever, and he gets a job teaching. His friend goes away, and he takes over his friend's job of teaching the very rich daughter like schooling. So he's like does extra school.
Come on, Tobi, you can do this. Come on, Tobi.
And long story short, he manages to get the maid fired, and he manages to get the driver fired. So his dad becomes the driver for the family. Basically, that he gets the rest of his family to work for this rich family.
Right.
Anyway, so it goes on from there. I won't ruin it. There was absolutely, like Duncan said, halfway through, there's just a turning point, and it completely changes the whole tone of the film. And I loved that. I thought that was so good. I thought the characters were great. I thought the storyline was great. I thought the way they remembered things. In some films, they say something so early on, and then it kind of gets forgotten about, but they actually remembered it and brought it back later on, which I thought was great. There's another scene towards the end which was mad, but overall I really, really loved it. I thought it was great.
So please,
you won't be thrown out of Monday movies. You're well done.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful film.
Yes.
I'd say 9 out of 10.
Excellent. Well, you're one wrong, but that's okay. It's fine.
But hey, it wasn't a 9 or a 10. It was a 9.
No, it was a 9.
There's without giving it away, there's a garden scene towards the end. Duncan will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I don't. When I first watched it, I don't know because if it took me so off guard because I didn't expect it, but I felt, I don't know, I was kind of a bit like, oh, I'm not sure if I actually like that scene or not because it was so just, I didn't expect it.
To be honest, I'm not sure you're supposed to like it.
No, do you know what I mean? I didn't.
I'm worried now what it was.
No, but it's just such a turning point, and I don't know. It first caught me off guard. I just didn't expect it, but maybe it was just the initial reaction. But yeah, no, I thought such a powerful film. There's so many metaphors and symbolism in it. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
it was really
brilliant.
Really good.
It is fantastic. It's available to rent in most places.
It's £1.99 in HD on Amazon. That's right.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying to Luke earlier. He's got no excuse not to watch it. It's £1.99 on Amazon, and a new theatrical version is being released this week or next week. The black and white version is coming out. Why they want a black and white version, I don't know.
Does it make it cheaper?
No, it makes it more expensive, if anything.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So you should know that after 3 years of film and TV.
Well, no, the reason I asked that because the BBC TV license before it went, it was cheaper to have a black and white TV.
Yes, yes, I know.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, take that comment back, Mr. Duncan Street.
Okay, so that is Parasite, available to rent on all streaming platforms now, and the DVD and the Blu-ray is available as well.
Nice.
Luke, are you tempted now to spend £1.99 watching Parasite?
Maybe.
Okay, good. Something else that's new, something that is new, How to Build a Girl. This is available on Amazon Prime. It should have been released theatrically last week, but obviously no theatres, so they've Amazon swooped in and bought up the rights, and they're going to show it exclusively. It stars Beanie Feldstein as Johanna Morrigan, who is a teenager, 16-year-old teenager living in Wolverhampton, and she's an overachiever. She's very good at writing and English, and school just isn't doing it for her. And she sees an advert for a columnist in a music magazine in London, which she applies for. And it's a rock magazine, a really trendy rock magazine. And her application is a 2-page review of the soundtrack of Annie.
Okay.
And the people running the magazine can't believe that someone has applied for a job by reviewing Annie, but they do like her writing. She goes down there, convinces them to give her a job, and she becomes the youngest columnist they've ever had. But she soon finds out, but she's writing glowing reviews and she's interviewing and writing nice things. She soon finds out that writing nice things about people doesn't get you noticed at all. But if you're horrible about people and rip them apart, you can become famous. So she reinvents herself as Dolly Wells, a bitchy columnist who tears people to bits. And along the way, she finds out that you have to love yourself for who you are. And it's a coming-of-age story based on a novel by Caitlin Moran, which is a best-selling novel. Apparently, it's very good. Caitlin Moran is very funny, and she wrote the script for this. And yet, this falls very, very flat. It feels like an extended episode of a TV series. It's not funny. I did laugh once. She goes on she flies on an aeroplane for the first time, and the person she's flying with says, "Don't worry, flying is the safest form of travel." To which she says, "Well, surely that's walking." And that was the only time I laughed. The rest of it just feels a little bit bitty and not funny. It doesn't hold together very well. Tobi, I think the scenes of the concert she goes to would probably give you palpitations in their lack of realism. Right. Because even I don't go to a lot of concerts, but even I was thinking, no, this isn't what a rock concert looks like. I mean, you can't be at the back and just walk to the front, surely.
No, you can never. That's never happened to anybody in anyone's life.
So I didn't believe that at all. It's just, it came across as slightly fake and slightly twee, and I didn't particularly like it.
Out of 10?
4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good.
Fair plaster on
good.
that.
And I think if I'd seen it at the cinema, I would have been even less impressed.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Because it looked like it belonged on TV.
Right, okay.
Right, okay, wow.
So that is How to Build a Girl. It's got it's got a good supporting cast. Paddy Considine, Michael Sheen, Sue Perkins, Mel Gedrick, Alexei Sale. So there's lots of good people in it, but it's just not very good. Sorry.
I didn't make it. It's fine.
No, I know you didn't. Mel Gedrick's sister directed it.
Is that why Mel and Sir are in it?
Yes, probably. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't even know if it's a him. Coky is his first name or her first name.
Okay.
I think we should say Koki.
Koki. Yeah, probably.
It's a she.
Right.
It's a she. Yeah, Koki Gedrick. Lovely.
Good name, I like it.
But that is How to Build a Girl. It's available now on Amazon Prime. Toby Stubbs, what else have you been watching?
Quickly, because we haven't got much time. I've got.
Sorry, Toby's keeping an eye on the time. What's going on?
What's the world gone mad?
Who are you, and what have you done with Toby?
The only other thing I've seen this week, the only other thing I've watched this week, I watched another one of The Last Dance, but that's great, and it's just another instalment, and we've talked about that before, so I won't talk about that. Every time I've spoken to one of my friends or even sisters or anything, they've said, you need to watch Line of Duty. You need to watch Line of Duty. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Have you seen it?
Same reaction.
Yes, because everyone I knew said, you've never watched it, you've got to watch it. So I did watch season 1 of Line of Duty some time ago.
So what did you think? So I've seen only season 1, so...
I'm guessing from that face you didn't like it.
I found it completely unbelievable, slightly boring, and a bit tedious.
I've seen bits of it from Gogglebox, which is the latest series, and I would say too many twisting of heads.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
what do you think, Toby?
Good luck selling this, Toby.
I disagree. I really... Well, I've only seen the first season, so I don't know what the latest season's like or anything, but I saw the first season, which is kind of self-contained. I mean, there are characters in the next series which are in the first series, but it's different, but without ruining it. Yes, I mean, it's a bit... There is a lot of twists and turns that you do not see coming, and I think that's what kept me hooked. I mean, I personally would recommend it. I thought the acting in it was good. I thought some of the script was great. I was hooked from episode 1, I have to say. Maybe it wasn't the same for you guys, but I would highly recommend it. I am going to watch the rest. I'm going to watch season 2 onwards, so I don't know if they'll be as good. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was quite good.
All right. And how did you watch that?
Netflix.
So it's Line of Duty. All seasons available on Netflix.
Season 1 out of 10, 8.
Wow.
Ooh. Yeah. So a recommendation from Toby, but not from me.
Or me.
Or you. Okay, there you go. Something else that's brand new on Amazon Prime is another film that was supposed to come out theatrically. I think it may have played a couple of cinemas a few months ago, just before lockdown, but now Amazon have picked it up, is Radioactive. So this is the new biography of Marie Curie. Played by Rosamund Pike in the film, and it follows her. It's not a biography in the fact you don't get her whole backstory. It's just about the time that she moved. Because I assumed Marie Curie was French for some reason, because she's got a French-sounding name and she lived in France.
Is she American?
She's Polish. You're nowhere
Polish.
near.
Yes.
She's Polish, and this follows her from when she arrives in Paris to her marrying her husband Pierre Curie. Obviously, is where she got the name from. Winning the Nobel Prize, she won it twice, I think. Once on her own and once with him. The discovery of radium and what else did you? Was it? No, it wasn't plutonium, was it?
I don't think it was plutonium.
No, it was radium and something else. But anyway, and it follows that, and it's a very arty. I think, Luke, you'd like it, having studied film and TV for 3 years, because it's a very artistic way of telling it. It's got some beautiful scenes. They weave in things that have happened since. So the bomb dropping on Hiroshima and Chernobyl.
It was
scenes,
like polonium.
Polonium. Those scenes from that are woven into the story. So while they're saying how good, what they've invented is something fantastic, you're reminded of the things that people have created.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very artistic. It's very well acted. It looks fantastic. I would highly recommend it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Out of 10?
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
I liked it, and I wasn't particularly looking forward to it.
Oh, okay.
It didn't jump out at me, but because it was a theatrical film and you can watch it for free on Prime, I thought,
Hey,
why not?
Why not?
Hey, why
Hey.
not? So yeah, it's called Radioactive. It is available now on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
Well, there we go.
There we go.
How do you like them apples?
Those are very nice apples.
Thank you very much.
Just very quickly, second series of The Boys. Does that come out?
But it has to be very quickly though, Toby, because we are short on time.
Okay. Does The Boys series 2 come out in September? Do you know?
The Boys Series 2 is out in September, and they just announced they have been renewed for Series 3.
Wow. Well, no one's even watched Series 2 yet, so that is good.
I know, but somebody must have seen it.
Must be good.
Somebody must have seen it, and it must be good. That's it for this week. Now, I've checked Netflix, and I've checked, and there's nothing much brand new coming out this week.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure what we're going to watch. So why don't you pick something that's less than 10 years old, Luke?
I will do that. 9 years?
Do you think anything less than 10 years would be great?
I'll do that.
Why don't you? You could always watch Parasite, of course.
I
for
could also
$1.99.
watch that. Yeah,
Well, the only thing that's new, tell me to shut up if I haven't got enough time, is that the Mafia New York documentary.
There is a Mafia documentary, yes. Why don't we say we'll give that a go?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll watch the Mafia documentary. And the week after, Upgrade comes to Netflix, and that was one of my films of the year, the same year as Searching. So we'll get that as well, because that is fantastic.
Similar vibe.
You'll like it. It's very good. That's it for this week, though. Toby and Luke, thank you very much.
Thank you.
There will be more available in the podcast at some time in the near future. Colin is up next with Chatsworth, but now with time approaching 8 o'clock, it's time to go over to the Sky newsrooms for the latest national and international news headlines. You're listening to Wycombe Sound online, on Radio Player, and on 106.6 FM.
Yeah. Off we go. Wow, your delay is lovely. Hang on, stay there.
User was moved out of your channel.
Clap.
Your channel.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Good.
What a show.
That was a show, wasn't it? There was very little on there we didn't like. Oh, one thing I didn't like.
What was that?
Apart from that...
Well, you didn't say if you didn't like 17 again or not.
Seriously, do I need to?
You might like it.
Do you know... I don't think I've ever seen it.
The other main character in it.
Yeah, go on, Toby.
And I was just going to say the other main character. I can't remember. I don't know his actor name. He's a bit short. I think from what I can remember.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy. He's a good actor, and he's very funny in it.
Who are we talking about now?
I haven't seen it since
Duncan. I think you need to watch it because you can't roll your eyes at a film. That
No, it's just the fact that there's lots of new stuff, and we're doing a show about films, and you watch something that's 10 years old.
Thomas Lennon.
That guy, he's pretty
good.
Duncan,
Tell you what, I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's got Zac Efron in, so why the hell not?
He gets his shirt off, you'll be happy to hear.
Excellent stuff. Yeah. Excellent stuff. While we're on the subject of Zac Efron, a shout out for Down to Earth with Zac Efron.
This is what we should watch
on
Netflix.
Let's watch this for next week, Toby.
Not the Mafia.
Sure.
So Down to Earth with Zac. So should I not tell you what I thought of it? No. Just tell you what it's about.
Tell us what it's about.
Zac Efron a few years ago met this guy online, not like that, nothing sordid, who is into superfoods and looking after yourself and stuff like that. Is older than Zac Efron. They became friends and they decided to make this series where they travel around the world, seeing how people are dealing with climate change and problems with food and stuff like that. So they go to Sao Paulo, London, Reykjavik, Sardinia. I think it's 8 episodes. One of them is 50 minutes long. Most of them are about 35 minutes long, and it's just them going around talking to people and sampling food. So I'm dying to tell you what I thought of it, but let's not. Let's save it for next week.
All right. I'll try and watch both.
Mafia.
Zac Efron and the Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's called Down to Earth with Zac Efron.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toby. Duncan set you a challenge for last week.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yes, you did, and I haven't. I'm sorry. Do you know what? I woke up this morning and I thought, oh god, I haven't listened to those 2 albums. I'll put them on.
I've forgotten.
Yeah. No, I'll put them on when I'm working today, and I just didn't put them on. Next week we'll talk about that.
It's funny because I was watching. They were the two Peter Gabriel albums, and we were watching another episode of Dark last week. We're into the third series now, but I think it's the final episode of season 2. The final 5 minutes is all played out under a Peter Gabriel track that I couldn't remember hearing before, and it's one of his obscure tracks from a covers album, and it is so good and haunting. But shout out for Dark as well. If you're not watching Dark, watch it.
That's another one I need to.
I haven't got a Scooby-Doo what's going on now.
Oh, really? You all over the place?
Well, now we're into season 3. We got all the same characters. So there's about 20 characters. We've moved into 5 different timelines in 2 different dimensions.
Wow.
I mean, if you Google or go on YouTube, I'm sure someone's done like a recap in season 2. So it's like,
it's not. You don't need a season recapped. You need every 5 minutes recapped.
Right. Okay.
So we do keep pausing it to Google the character so we can see who was playing them at which time. Oh yes, that's him. But it's so good. It's better than Stranger Things.
Oh, that's a big shout.
That's a massive shout.
It is much better than Stranger Things.
I am rapidly approaching
middle age.
Yes. No. The end of New Girl, which I've binged throughout lockdown.
Excellent.
And it's getting to the point where I don't want to watch it because it's getting towards the end. Because most seasons are about 21 episodes long, I think.
Oh, God.
Whereas the last season is 7.
Oh.
So yeah, it's been very.
I still haven't bothered to watch it.
I highly recommend it. It's really
well. Do you know what?
Loves it.
When you watch Parasite, Luke, I will watch New Girl. Okay. How's that?
That sounds good.
Sex education as well.
Yeah. What? Come on.
All right, I'll try one more episode.
Okay.
I'll try one more episode.
I can't see why you wouldn't like it.
I didn't like the first episode at all.
But I'm sure there's been other things that you've not enjoyed that have been one episode long and you've... I don't know what I'm saying.
Not these days. These days, if we don't like it, it gets canned, usually.
Well,
I mean, I honestly don't find the lead actor in Sex Education a very good actor. That's very off-putting.
Really?
Asa Butterfield, yeah.
That's interesting.
That is very interesting, yeah.
Asa Butterbean, more like. Yeah. Okay.
Toby, something for you to check out, because I think you might like them, is a band called Another Sky.
Another Sky. Okay, I'm literally writing that down there.
This week's single of the week. And the song is Fell in Love with the City. Very, very haunting vocal.
Okay.
The fact that he's never heard it means he wasn't listening to Drive Time.
That's all right.
Unfortunately, I wasn't.
No, it's fine, Toby.
Luke, I'll be honest.
It's fine, Toby. It's fine. Duncan was only listening because he was on it. If he wasn't on it, he wouldn't have been listening to it.
I beg your pardon. I was in the car listening to you this afternoon.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
And if you weren't in the car?
Okay. So sorry.
And if you weren't in the car?
Oh no!
All right, there we go.
I was trapped.
Point proven.
The knob has broken off the radio in the car, so we're stuck on Wycombe Sound.
Wycombe Sound, yeah.
Okay, so I've forgotten all about the homework about listening to the 2 albums. So that's for next week, Toby. Yeah. Excellent. We know what we're watching. We're watching
Zac
Efron, a drugs documentary, and I'm going to watch.
Well, you've watched Zac Efron. Is that the priority?
Yes, let's say Zac's the priority.
Okay.
Because I feel only because I feel Luke might get further through the Zac Efron thing than the drug thing.
Okay.
It's probably true. It's probably true.
Okay.
Do you know what the drug one is called?
I think it's the Mafia versus New York or something.
Okay.
I do. When I go on Netflix, it's the first thing that comes up.
Okay. Well, my queue on Netflix is getting quite thin on the ground, so I needed something to add to it.
I'll be interested. I don't think I've actually seen that even.
Oh, really?
I'm just looking on there now.
Oh.
And I can't actually see it. Fear City, New York versus the Mafia.
That's it.
It's currently number 2 in the UK chart on Netflix.
Yeah.
And how many episodes and how long are they? There we go.
I got it here. 3 episodes.
3 episodes.
Oh, that's perfect.
48 minutes, 44 minutes, and an hour and 2.
Perfect. I'll have that watched. Not a problem.
I'll have that.
Not a problem. Now, was there anything else we were supposed to be reviewing?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure there was searching. Done. How to Build a Girl. Tick. Radioactive. Tick. There you go. We're done.
We're done. It's all very good. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff.
Do you have any news, Toby? Anything you want to break to us?
Congratulations on 12 Avenue being featured in Wigwam Radio's new band.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank
That's
you.
very good. Very impressed. Well done.
Thanks. Honestly, nothing's really new.
No.
No, not really. I'm not releasing that song until the 2nd of October, so that's a while away.
You have a date. You didn't have a date last time, so that's great.
Oh yeah, 2nd of October, yeah.
Duncan said something earlier on in the show, and I thought it would have been a great name for your like solo artist, because it was a T and an S, but I can't remember what it was, and I didn't write it down. It's very annoying.
Did I?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was I saying in relation to?
I can't remember. An hour ago.
Oh, okay.
Turnip soup.
Turnip soup.
That's it.
That's the one.
That is it.
Actually, Toby, that's very wise of you for doing it in October, because a lot of stuff's coming out in August. So you've done well there. Good choice.
Well, it's funny. I'm getting a lyric video made, and I'm not going to get that to the end of August or something.
That's also another good reason why.
And then
Luke could have done that for you.
Oh, well, sorry, I didn't know that.
I'm not.
Are you paying to get it done?
Yeah, I'm paying.
Now I'm bitter.
To get it done.
I'm joking. It's fine.
And then it's just trying to. You've got to try and send it to people before you release it. And Spotify, you need to get it.
Stupid, isn't it?
You need to get it on there like a few weeks, at least 3 or 4 weeks before you release it, so you can add it. You can try and put it into their playlist. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's annoying.
It's busy. I think a lot of people, a lot of artists, have been. I mean, Taylor Swift dropped a surprise album the other day.
What were you going to say?
A lot of people have been locked up in lockdown, writing stuff and recording stuff.
Exactly.
What's her single called?
Cardigan.
I wonder what's on the Cardi B side.
I have to say, it's really good. Have you listened to Cardigan yet, Duncan?
Yes, of course. I played it on Sunday.
Did you like it?
Yeah, because it's slightly downbeat for her, isn't it?
It's more Taylor Old Swift.
Yeah,
than
Taylor Old Swift.
New Swift.
It's TOS. Taylor Old Swift.
Not TNS. It's
no one wants TNS. They all want TOS. No one wants TNS when you can have a bit of TOS. It's true.
It's very true. Yeah. So no, I really like. I've not listened to the rest of the album yet, but yeah, it's good.
In fact, Taylor Old Style Swift.
Yeah.
Definite TOS.
Very good. Yeah. So good plan for October, because there's a lot of stuff coming out next month.
Although it is the end of furlough, and I don't know if people will be.
People are always listening to music, Toby.
Yeah, true.
Always listening to music.
I'm constantly listening to music, so I look forward to I'd say hearing it, but I've already heard it. Playing it is what I was going to say.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Yeah. Say it then.
Duncan, do you not look forward to playing it?
Yes, of course. I love it. I find myself humming it.
That's always a good sign. It's always a good sign.
Thank you.
I do.
No, honestly, thank you guys. Seriously.
It's been a good year for music, actually, to be honest.
Yeah,
it has been.
Yeah,
it's been pretty good. I think next year will be a big year.
Yeah, there's so many people.
A lot of artists are writing, and they'll be recording the end of this year, hopefully at the beginning of next year, and then they'll release next summer or something. So
that's what I'm planning.
Is it?
Yeah.
Finally,
I've got an album in me. They say everyone's got a novel in them, so why can't everybody have an album in them?
Well, because anybody can. Well, I was going to say anybody can write, but I definitely can't.
Sorry, just a quick question, Duncan. Because you love films so much, have you ever thought about actually writing a film?
No, I don't think that'd be any good.
Why?
I love reading novels, so I read a novel every 2 weeks or something. So I read a lot of novels, but I can't read a script. I can't follow a script. Because I have to read.
Hang on, isn't that your daytime job?
No, because we very rarely start from that point.
Right,
but I do have to read scripts occasionally, and I can't remember who characters are. I find reading scripts so difficult.
What about writing a book then, or writing a novel?
I've often thought about it, but what about
your life?
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
Fiction.
Yeah, fiction.
Yeah, I just can't
be bothered.
Well, no, and I read most of what I read is crime fiction.
Right.
And I thought, how did you come up with that? I don't know how you come up with the plot and how you tie it all together. I'm not that smart. I give the impression that I am, but I'm not that smart, really. No, that's just.
No, but I mean, it's not. It's something you have to work on, especially a book or something, a novel. You'll have to work on it for obviously a very long time, but. I don't know, if you just do a bit a day or a bit a week or something, you're not going to obviously come up with a storyline like that.
No.
So just...
Well, no, I mean, you could write, if you wrote a page a day, there's your novel.
No.
In a year, you got 365 pages.
Exactly.
Someone that I follow on Twitter, interestingly, Tom from McFly's sister, Carrie, is writing a book at the minute, and she was backing everything up to the cloud, or so she thought.
Oh, no.
And lost 10,000 words.
Oh dear. That's quite a lot.
Oh, God.
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
See, I suppose, you know, the kind of the music version of that is if you've got like a rift in your head and you don't.
I think you mean riff.
Riff.
Not a rift.
I'm rifting.
No, a rift is something completely different.
Shush. And you don't record it. And then you forget about it, but you know it was amazing.
Yeah, I'm writing stuff down on my phone all the time, and it sounds weird, but I'm like going like and like recording it on my phone so I don't forget it.
A lot of people do that. Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, anyway, little insight into the process of creating art there on Monday Movies. If you see Tobi walking down the street going, he's writing his next number one hit.
Yeah. Duncan, what's the email address for this show?
Why, have you forgotten?
No.
It is mondaymovies@wycombesound.org.uk.
It's up here.
Is it?
Yes, it's up
Look
here.
at that.
Is it going to be up there?
For all of us, it's up there. It's at the top of the screen.
There.
Up
there it is.
Yeah.
Send an email. Let us know what you think.
Please send an email. Yes.
Something.
Please send an email of a review of something that's less than 10 years old.
Not a script, because Duncan won't read it.
Don't send any script.
Don't send a script.
No.
Oh, unless you want me to star in it, in which case I'll take a lot more effort into reading it.
That's just the problem, is it? You just get bored.
Actually, I think what it is the kind of scripts I have to read aren't written like proper scripts, probably,
or aren't interesting as a novel.
I mean, you two have seen a film that we've made.
Well, that's true. If it was like the script for Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, then you know.
Yeah, it might be a lot. Well, I'm not sure Star Wars will be easy to follow.
No, but you know what I mean, like a proper film,
a proper script.
Yeah, proper script.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was fun. This has been fun.
This has been good, hasn't it?
Let's do it again. When's good for you two?
Next Monday?
I'm free Monday,
Yeah, I think I'm free. Let's do it next Monday.
Let's do that.
Let's do it next month.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll see you next month.
For it will be August and the year is almost over.
8 months in.
I know. It's sad, isn't it? Depressing year.
Weird.
There's been some good things in it.
They have.
Toby's done a song.
Oh, thank you.
True.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
McFly are back.
Yeah, it's swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
We are doing a show virtually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're virtually doing a show.
Virtually doing a show.
It's virtually a show.
It's virtually a show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
There we go.
Look at you looking on the bright side of life.
Someone has to. You definitely wouldn't.
Always.
Yeah.
Look on the bright side of life.
Life.
Bringing it back to films.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
Okay then. Well, that's it. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place.
Enjoy your curry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy whatever it is you're having.
I've had mine.
Oh, you've had yours.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh, you had yours as well. Nice.
What do you have, Toby?
Pasta.
I had
Chicken
spatchcock.
pasta. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right then. Ta-ta.
Goodbye.
See you later.